Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast here on YouTube. Now, it's kind of known. I mean, I'll talk about it often enough. My favorite movie of all time, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Where it's actually the weird thing about that is that one is actually got four words in title because chain and saw are like two separate words. That's the easiest way to tell it from the remake. But this one here, it was known as Texas Chainsaw 3D in theaters. It's just known as Texas Chainsaw on home video, and the reason the massacre was taken out is because there was like a big school shooting right before this came out. Uh, Not exactly sure what year this came out. It was post 2010. Let's see, does it say on the back? 2012. All right, this is Texas Chainsaw. Evil wears many faces. What this is supposed to be, okay? Everybody, Halloween has got enough fans where there's so many continuities of Halloween. But same thing with the chainsaw. You got the original continuity, which would be 1, 2, 3. That's it. Then you have the second set of continuity, which is just 1, 4. Then you got the newer continuity, which is the remake and the prequel to the remake. Then you have another continuity that is the original and this. And then with this film just called Leatherface, which is supposed to be a prequel to the original, it'd be that one, original, and then this. So let's get into this. So technically, out of all the continuities, this is probably the newest one, timeline-wise. All right, real simple. This starts right after the first film ends. The cops go, the Black Maria, the truck is still sitting in the road. The cops go and they arrest the family. You get to see Gunnar Hansen, one of his last roles. He plays another member of the family. You see a lot more members of the family you ever saw in the original, and they kind of write it off as, oh, they had more than one house. Okay, I'll go for that. The family, the town folk come, burn the house down, and when they're burned, they find this baby, who this guy adopts, him and his wife. Years later, the last member of the Sawyer family dies, and that girl she's supposed to be like 18, 19, 20, but it's obvious looking at her, she's about 25. Maybe a little bit older. It's Alexandra Daddario. Daddario, I think that's how you say it. She finds out that she was adopted. That's her real family. And she's inherited this house. So her boyfriend, her best friend, who is Tanya Raymond, Malcolm in the Middle. She played the Krellborn girl with the black frizzy hair that was in love with Malcolm. And then she was Alex something on Lost. I can't think. That's what she's best known for. She's her best friend with her boyfriend. They go to a house, pick up a hitchhiker on the way. They get there and they realize they need some groceries. So they leave the hitchhiker there. They go to pick up groceries. The hitchhiker finds a hidden room and finds out Leatherface is still in the house. And it goes from there. And eventually, a little ways into it, the girl that's part of the Sawyer family ends up flipping. She goes from good to bad, and ends up teaming up with Leatherface and just killing motherfuckers. And the best part's the very end of it when her people who raised her adopted mom and dad, show up and knock on the door because they think they're going to get some money, and Leatherface answers the door and kills them. Now this one kind of pissed me off because it played in 3D. Okay, I want to see it in 3D. And the beginning of the film is like the last few minutes clips from the original film. Okay, I want to see that in 3D. Well, my local theater got it. At the time, they weren't equipped to do 3D. 2012, the local theater could not do 3D. Like the first thing I've ever seen in 3D there would have been one of the X-Men films. Or maybe the second Wolverine film. The Wolverine is one of those. This theater, it's old. It's not in the best shape. I mean, it stays open for one reason. The little town I live outside of, there is shit to do. Especially if you're under 21 and can't get into a club, there ain't shit to do. So the teenagers just go see a movie every weekend. Like every Friday, Saturday, parking lot's full. It's all teenagers going to see a movie. That's why, if you know my other channels, DIY Mississippi Film Works, you see these cards, and there's no names on these cards, but most of the shows I go to, there's a fairly big crowd. The ones here in town, I don't think he's ever in the past 5 years drawn less than like 250. Usually it's 300 or more. That's because there ain't shit else to do, so that gives them something to do. So I'm going to say it wasn't in 3D. And sadly, this is the last of the ones I saw in theaters because Leatherface, as far as I can find, had a extremely limited theatrical release. And this is the one that's just Leatherface, not Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 Leatherface, not the Jeff Burt film. Because I've seen every one of these in theater. I saw the original in the drive-in when I was a little kid. I saw part 2 in a theater with my uncle whenever it came out. I was, what, 80... Is that 86? Whatever. I saw Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 Leatherface in theater. I actually saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation under that title in 90... Whatever it got that really second short theatrical release in the late 90s. I want to say it's like 98, 99. We drove from where I lived in Texas to Austin to see it. I'm like, fuck yeah, Chainsaw. And then the whole ride home, and like, you stupid motherfucker, we just drove how many hours to see this horrible movie? And just cussing my ass out. This one, it's okay. It's not the worst. It's not as bad as 4. 4 to me is the worst. I have not seen one yet that tops it. Now, I admit I have not seen all of the one that's just called Leatherface. I don't even own an actual physical copy of it. Every other one of these in the series I own. DVD, Blu-ray, some of them VHS too. And some of them I got digital copies. Like this one came with a digital copy. But Leatherface, I just have the digital copy. A buddy of mine bought the Blu-ray and gave me the code for the digital copy. Which, thank you. Bat32, check him out. Look up Sleaze Scene Magazine. I'll say, I'd list his YouTube channel, but it's gone now. It's okay. Yeah, Leatherface's mask kind of janky. There's Tanya Raymond. There's Alec. What's her name on here? Multiple auto commentaries with Gunnar Hansen and a bunch of others. Chainsaw Legacy feature. A lot of extras. And that's one of them shitty, cheap ass. I hate these cases. There's the disc. And I'll even show you the code because the code don't work. iTunes and Ultraviolet. Is Ultraviolet even around anymore? Or did it 100% become Voodoo? I don't know how that shit works. I just use Voodoo for everything. That's when I've got everything at now. But not a bad film. I mean, not the worst, not the best. I would put it... It's not as good as the original 3. And it's... I'd put it slightly above the remake and the prequel, but not by much, and way above Part 4. I gotta see that Leatherface. You know what, today, if I got time, I might sit down and watch that today. Well, hope y'all enjoyed that, man. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all the other bullshit. Talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.